Assalamualaikum and hi to Miss Jenny. My name is Aida Zakirah binti Mohammad Riduan and my matrix number 2022824162. And today, the main topic that I want to present is about how Ministry of Tourism manage Visit Malaysia 2020. As we know, Malaysia is famous among tourism because main factor is our country have the most best weather among other countries. So instead of that, Ministry of Tourism take an opportunity to have a campaign which is Visit Malaysia 2020. So Visit Malaysia is held since 1997 and next follow 2014 and the last one, the latest is 2020 with the tagline which is Visit Charlie Asia Malaysia. And the main objective of Ministry of Tourism held is to promote Malaysia to all over the world and the culture that have in Malaysia. So the next, they also have a logo, which is the logo represent the diversity of Malaysia culture and heritage, flora and fauna. Also offer Malaysia as the best place for a holiday destination. So next, I will put the logo. And then this is the logo of a Visit Malaysia 2020. As you can see, it also include Bunga Raya, Hornbill, and then the logo was created by Mr. Alfred Hua Hong Fu, which is he is the one best graphic designer. Okay, that's all.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Ain Sofia binti Mohd Zaki. I am from N4AM1101B. My registered number is 20228539CA. Today I will tell you issue faced by tourism management. In WHO, or we call it World Health Organization, has declared COVID-19 as pandemic in 12 March of 2020 because we give the impact to global economy, political and social cultural system. Because of that, so WHO has come out with communication strategy, which is we will do the social distancing, travel and mobility bans, and people will stay at home for the time being and self-monitory quarantine. Malaysia has also been effect of the COVID-19, of the pandemic of COVID-19. Because of that, our Ministry of Health have told to do the movement control order. Because of this movement control order, tourism of Malaysia has been stopped for a while to give the movement control order way. Because of this control order, domestic tourism and foreign tourists can go travel around Malaysia because of coronavirus. For example, the foreign tourists and tourism domestic love to come to Malaysia or love to travel in Malaysia because we have the Malaysia has been rich of diversity due to equatorial climate. For instance, we have the Tape, we have the Orangtan, we have Malaya, we have the Rafflesia, and also the place like the Pulau Langkawi Island, the Redang Island. And because of that, our Langkawi, which is the main attraction of the tourists, we also need to stop their tourism for a while. On top of that, this MCO has been into tourism management so hard, and all the tourism sector have been closed due to MCO and to stop the spread of COVID-19. Okay, we move to another issue faced by the tourism management, which is tourism management also will suffer a big loss in their profit if MCO keep continuing for a long time. In that case, they will do a step or a few steps that will not let them suffer in a big loss. Furthermore, this COVID-19 not also affect the tourism but also the worker in tourism industry. Why? Because they can go out for a work, so they will not get the salary. And for the PAD team, maybe some of them will be dismissed or discarded to reduce the cost of finance, employee salaries, and it will give the bad statistic of our these people being dismissed due to COVID-19, because it will increase slightly to 4.8% on 2020. That was the higher people have been dismissed. And also in tourism management or tourism industry, we have 1.3 million worker, and we have 1.3 worker in that industry, which is like airlines, hotel, authority. And because of the MCO, tourism management have been slightly suffer. They have been suffer for a big loss. For example, we can say that Asia and Malaysia airline can go can conduct the flight operation because of the MCO. And on that the pilot will be discharged, because if they doesn't do the operation, they conduct a flight operation, they will not get the salary and they will get dismissed. And because of that, so our employee and employment rate have been increased in 2020, as we can see in the graph. At April and March, we have slightly increased to 1.5% in April, and in May we increased 5.3% of unemployed person in 2020. So I will move to the next, which is we will see the video of Aleya in the pandemic COVID-19.
My name is Intan Nuraina Dania, binti Mohammad Suwardi, with matrix number 2022895452. Next will be about how Ministry of Tourism deal with Visit Malaysia 2020. There are two things that Ministry have done, which is first, plans done by Ministry. In order to deal with Visit Malaysia program during 2020, the Ministry have to make up with vision, mission and objective. The vision of this Visit Malaysia 2020 is to put our country Malaysia on the map of every visitor, tourists and travellers. On top of that, the vision of Visit Malaysia 2020 is to inspire every tourist nor local visitor to experience the adventure and the great diversity of Malaysia. In the meanwhile, there are also a mission in organising this program. Ministry of Tourism wanted this event to get to encourage domestic tourism or local visitor to travel within the country, since there are also various interesting places that people should not miss the opportunity to go and enjoy. At last, the objective. The objective of Visit Malaysia 2020 must be to maintain the stability of the economy, furnish knowledgeable and innovative information for people around the world with the uniqueness and well-being of our country. My next slide will be about the guidelines towards better tourism sector on year 2022. First is, tourists were required to get vaccinated before entering the country. In 2022, in excelling the launch of Visit Malaysia 2022, all tourists were required to get vaccinated before entering the country. This implementation of vaccine will be first given to the high-risk groups such as civil servants, the elderly, individuals with chronic disease,
and individuals who live or work in a long-term care facility. Second is about the standard operation procedures (SOP) has been enforced to control the daily situation. Various types of work have been done by the civil servants and the ministry due to the unforeseen circumstances. SOP has been enforced. There are some things and rules that everyone needs to follow to break the COVID-19 chain at that point. One of the things that need to be followed is wearing a face mask when in public areas. This is not only to ensure that the situation is under control, but also for everyone's health. Third is hotels are being used as a quarantine centers for Malaysians who are returning from abroad to get quarantined. In spite of this, the enrollment of continuing Visit Malaysia 2020 event is to support the business undergoing in the country. Despite that, there are some hotels are being used as quarantine centers. These used hotels will promise the equivalent of £30 per room per night from the government. On the list, more than 23,000 rooms appeared to be available to be used as a quarantine places. Fourth, under the guidelines towards better tourism sector is to give full focus to the border closure. On the other hand, the Ministry of Tourism also gave full focus to the border closure. This is to ensure there are no citizens can escape to go to another country or vice versa. This implementation is very strictly controlled so that the spread of the pandemic does not occur to a level that endangers the people as long as the national economy. This border closure is fully controlled by civil servants every day who also work to ensure national security is not invaded by the foreigners or foreign enemies. Last but not least is allowing the accommodation to run at minimum level. The controlled things to ensure Visit Malaysia 2022 works well by allowing the accommodation to run at minimum level. This work of prevention is to reduce close contact between individuals, which can increase the risk of virus infection. This activity was carried out by setting a reduction in the time of using transport, the number of passengers allowed in the vehicle, the distance that needs to be monitored while in transport, and most importantly, the use of face masks. All in all, the guidelines towards better tourism sector on year 2022 give an advantage to the country to improve the economy as long as the contact between the netizen and the foreign. That is all from me. Proceed to the next slide.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Syaza Irdina, binti Mazlan, and my student ID is 2022-872614. Today, I want to explain about organizing. Organizing is the second key management function, which is coordinates human efforts, arrange resources, and incorporates the two in such a way which helps in the achievement of objective. Second one is process, ensuring that there is all our physical and human resources to carry out the plan or plans and attain organizational goals. It involves delegating activities, dividing work specifically, and clarifying authority between individuals and groups. Importance of organizing. There are a few examples of importance of organizing, which is to distribute the workload to all organization members to be able to move towards achieving the goals together. The second one, to ensure the use of organizational resources efficiently. And the last one, to improve the skill of the organization members as they carry out specialized activities. Cancellation of Visit Malaysia due to COVID-19 situation. Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture (MOTAC) introduced new campaign and recovery plan to Visit Malaysia to replace Visit Malaysia 2020. Ministry of Tourism, Warbi Datuk Sri Hajah Nancy Shukri, stated that the recovery plan will be carried out by Tourism Malaysia through Stimulus Recovery Plan (PRE) with the support and active engagement of numerous agencies and industry players. There are three main cores under the Stimulus Recovery Plan, which is to restore confidence in travel, to revive domestic tourism, and to maximize the resources. Collaboration with MyBHE. What is MyBHE? MyBHE is a Malaysia Budget and Business Hotel Association. It is to assist selected budget hotel, 3 stars and below, across the country with emphasis on premises which are registered with MOTAC, Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture through Jom Inam and Malaysia Welcome You campaigns. As you can see from the posters, users only need to spend a minimum of 50 ringgit on hotel stay and receive 20 ringgit cashback within 3 working days. Users also get to enjoy a variety of accommodation packages, especially brought by the members of the Malaysia Budget Hotel Association. The next one is Cuti-Cuti Malaysia campaign. The cooperation of airlines companies such as Malaysia Airlines Berhad, MAB, Faili, Air Asia and Malindo Air. This new deal is on top of the other promotions for hotels in other states nationwide, most of which were offered when the campaign was first launched back in December 2020. The campaign had been unveiled through Tourism Malaysia own stimulus recovery plan at that time, partnering with Malaysia Association of Hotels (MAH) and Shopee. It was expected to run until 31 March 2021. Furthermore, collaboration with Karya Nikah. What is Karya Nikah? The combination of Karya and Anika that makes up Karya Nikah clearly marks up one-stop center for craft products, especially for premium gift and souvenirs. It is to offer discounts on craft products to boost sales and drive up demand for Malaysian crafts. The second one is to developing and expanding the country's craft industry through sales and marketing. The third one is implementing promotions and other initiatives to introduce and promote Malaysian crafts to the global arena.
My name is Aida Zakirah binti Rosli. So, I will talk about decision making. Definition: decision making can be defined as the process of making choices by identifying and selecting a course of action or alternative to solve a specific problem. Besides, decision making is a process of responding to a problem by searching for and selecting a solution or course of action that will create value for organizational member. Every decision making process produces a final choice which may and may not prompt action. Before the decision making, objective must first be establishment, classified and placed in order of importance. Furthermore, decision making is a choice between two or more alternatives. The best in decision making will be chosen. Essentially, decision making is all about choosing from the available options. The better choices you make, the better decision maker you will become, and the goals you want to achieve will be achieved. Next is solution towards Visit Malaysia 2020. The first one is promoting domestic tourism. The government is allocating RM1.1 billion to the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, that is MOTAC. In light of the inventive, Visit Malaysia 2020 is now turning to domestic tourism to offset the fall in international arrival. To boost domestic tourism, several measures such as personal income tax relief up to 1,000 for domestic tourism and digital voucher value up to 100 per person for domestic flights, rent, travel and hotel accommodation has been offered. At the same time, government can promoting uniqueness of rural tourism destination or hidden gems as tourists. The third is embracing the technology of secure, seamless and contactless travel, such as cashless payment, online booking, contactless transaction and contactless check-in. With facilities like this, domestic tourists will feel safer and more secure when they travel in Malaysia. Moreover, the domestic segment plays an important role as the key driver of the tourism sector and in generating income for the economy. The second is full vaccination for the party involved. COVID-19 vaccination is one of the key factors that can help to restart travel and revive domestic and international tourism.
vaccination is the only comprehensive way to fight the impact of the coronavirus. The Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mohd Zaki, introduced the COVID-19 free destination programs through 3 phases of the Tourism Recovery Plan, TRP, which will help accelerate and double the number of individuals vaccinated in the sector. Mohd Zaki, together with the agency involved and the state government, will determine the main tourist destination that attract tourists to be highlighted as COVID-19 free destination. The first effort towards reviving the tourism industry depends on the country vaccination rate. People who already got their vaccine will get a vaccination certificate or passport. This vaccination certificate or passport can be used as strong evidence in opening travel restriction safely. In simple words, all Malaysians who have been fully vaccinated can travel to any tourism destination without having to worry about their safety. All tourist places have also been vaccinated so that tourists feel safe to travelling.
In conclusion, we can see COVID-19 gave such a big impact to our country. We can also see how important tourism sector to our country because it is one of the factors to generate income to our economy. Hence, in order to prevent loss, Ministry also took initiative to help other campaign to replace Visit Malaysia 2020. Although our country is still recovered from COVID-19, but we can see now it's improved a lot, and today in tourism sector also returning as usual. So my hope for the tourism sector in our country will continue grow and become more well known through the Asia. So that's all from me. Thank you.
That's the end of our slide. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening.